Question, simple. With reference to DD5B, second page, you mentioned two numbers of accused number 1.
Baloyi, can I explain something? The section, the paragraph, if you just go to paragraph
15.2.
15.2. So paragraph 15 is number identified. Okay, the number of Masequela's Stemba Sabia accused 1 of cell number 277937917 was saved on SIM card on the index as Mnisi. Okay, yes. So next one. The number was identified through Truecaller, section 205 during the rest on Tembisa cache on Samsung SMGF 532F with IMA number, forensic bag PA6500178680 with number was found in his possession. This picture that I...
No, I'm not talking about pictures.
Just want to explain, my lord. This picture is the communication with that number. He won't communicate with his own number, that's why his number is not on here. This is the communication from that number. If you look at it, I'll open it. I explained the communication with that number. Not the numbers of the accused. I explained the communication with that number. I won't pick up his number because he didn't communicate with his own number. That's why it's not on there. So I never stated that I don't know about another number. This picture says that's the communication. If you look in the middle, 27793790137, and then that's the communication to that number. I couldn't say that he communicated with his own number because that was not my scope of analysis. So I never put it to this court that I don't know about another number of the accused.
But my concern is very simple. I don't want you to saw it, Mr. House. My concern is that...
Listen, I have a serious problem with Mngomezulu, okay? He is taking us down this road where... Who is there on the witness stand? I cannot even recognize host, okay? The man has lost all sense of expertise. He sounds confused. He sounds nervous. He sounds agitated. And how dare Mngomezulu burst out laughing? Like, Mngomezulu, that was uncalled for. You did not have to do that, because I don't know if you guys have heard me before. I've told you before, I enjoy reading body language. I kind of enjoy reading body language. So let's talk about Mngomezulu's body language and why it caused host to just tatazela, okay? Host couldn't manage because he didn't understand, why is this man standing like this? What does he know that I don't know? So that was an automatic, it's a red card, okay? It's automatic red card in the soccer game. It's not even a yellow card. Mngomezulu went straight and gave host a red card, and that's unfair. But let me tell you about Mngomezulu's body language. So look at him here. This entire time when host is not making sense, okay? Host is going from pillar to post and trying to argue himself out of a very, very tiny hole. Because the problem, Mngomezulu will push you into a corner and there is nowhere to go. I think Mngomezulu plays chess as well, and I think he knows his moves 10 steps ahead. So, Mzansi, let me tell you something. Mngomezulu put his hands in his pocket. I've been trying to tell host the indicators of Mngomezulu, but he doesn't listen because he likes to be a data analyst, expert, but can't explain nothing. Mngomezulu put his hands in his pocket. He moved his chin up, and then he has this grin on his face while host is really trying really hard to avoid answering the question or justify whatever he's doing. I don't even know what host was doing. But by focusing on Mngomezulu's body language, that's where you see Mngomezulu used his body language to intimidate host. And let me tell you, body-wise, Mngomezulu versus Host is a much, much bigger guy. Okay, this was a David and Goliath situation. And Mngomezulu just stood there and put his hands in the pocket. That was enough to make Host extremely nervous. He didn't just put his hands in his pocket. He then leaned on the table. Like, Mngomezulu, some things you don't have to do. Some things you shouldn't do them. It is unfair, it is unjust, and now we have host, an entire data analyst, acting a fool on the stand. So when you stand with your hands in your pocket and lean on a table, you're actually conveying that, hey, look at me, I'm so relaxed while you're sweating over there. I'm comfortable and I'm here for a good time. I am enjoying the show that you're giving because it's giving confusion. And that is why the last thing Mngomezulu does, he bursts out laughing. And then he tops it off by using words. And then he says, I don't want you to sweat. You know what? I would have loved to actually give you an analysis of Host's body language in that moment. I would have loved to have had that visual to describe the differences in those body language. And then Mngomezulu goes on to say, my question is very simple. Okay. Where did you get the second number? Can you imagine how simple that question is? Where did you get the second number? Host goes pillar to post to left, and then Ginindi gave it to me, and then it was on the 29th of September, and then this whole time you've been saying September. We thought the 1st of September. You're talking October then. This is insane, but you already know it doesn't end there. Please remember to like this video right now so that we get it out of the way. And then while you continue to watch the video, the algorithm will tell others to come and watch because you've already liked it. Let me stop talking before those people who don't like me talking on my own talking channel and say I talk too much. You know what? Let me stop it. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's continue listening to Mngomezulu because we have a lot to learn. Okay? We are learning through Mngomezulu's eyes what the case actually is, because some of these things we didn't know. Because what Mngomezulu did, he read 375 and then he said, I'm going to find ways to put these things in, and I'm loving all the things he's bringing in. And every time he brings something in, Baloyi says nothing. That kills me every time. But let's listen up.
That number reflected in the second page of DD5B is not in your DD5, the second number. Is that what I want to confirm?
No, my lord. This picture, DD5, is the communication of 2779790137. So that's the one number. That's the number that he said that he doesn't. I didn't know. Now this is the communication with the other accused.
Let me make it simple for you.
But you can't, it won't be on here because he didn't phone his own number. That's why it's not on here. So I haven't got record on my database for the communication to the other number. So that's why I don't have the number on this picture, my lord.
Host, I'm concerned about the wording of paragraph 15.2.2.
Yes.
You talked about it from the 205. This is the number that was found when accused number 1 was arrested in Tembisa.
That's correct.
That's correct.
That's correct.
So now, my question is, was it the only number on that database that you were giving before you made that affidavit?
I never looked for another number because I was looking for the communication with this number with the other accused, my lord. I don't know how to explain it. If I phone, I won't phone my other number.
I know
so
that.
it won't be on this because this is the communication from 0137 to the other accused. So I didn't put it on here because there was no communication with that number. I never said there was another number or I don't know about another number.
So after all that confusing statement and panic attack from host, while the interpreter is talking, Spanda speaks to Advocate Mngomezulu and says, dude, we need to go to the bathroom. We need our tea break. You and host, this is going on for way too long. Watch, and then you have to listen to what Ratha does because that is beyond me. Or let me know in the comment section if you think Spanda was trying to save. Okay, host, give host a breather. Let's all have a cup of tea. Okay, let's talk host to calm down because, dude, you're selling yourself out right now. Okay, it's not giving any form of confidence. We are nervous about you, but listen to how Ratha responds to this. Incredible.
My lord, can we adjourn for tea?
No, continue with that.
No, that's what was indicated to me, but I can still proceed.
Yeah,
I'm
proceed.
not running out of questions.
Proceed.
Yes. This number 060.
Mano, can I go back to the top one? To the top. So it was on a database, but it was not. Hey, Stemba Zabia Muzi 2760774766749. I did testify about that because that's a communication from 1239 with that number. I worked out the communication with the other numbers, my lord. So why it's not on paragraph 15.2.2 because 0137 didn't communicate with that number. But if you're looking at paragraph 15.2.1, accused 5 27715911239 did communicate with that number. That was explained to me now. So it is on the database, my lord.
Why was it not mentioned in DD5? And especially there's another number that I'm coming with.
It is mentioned in paragraph 9.2.1.
Other than that data that was given to you,
Yes, my lord.
how do you prove that this number belongs to accused number 1?
Through the investigation team, they must testify. That was given to me by the investigation team, my lord.
Did they give you the record document under this number?
My lord, I was told this is the number of accused 5.
The question is, did they give you the record document? That's the
No,
question.
my lord, I didn't. I was told that was the number of.
2083 7106 297. You said it belonged to accused number 1.
083?
083
Yes.
710 6297.
Accused 1. 083?
710 6297.
297. Where did I say?
Sorry?
629.
Do-
Just trying to
Is it the first time to talk about this number?
No, I'm just trying to see what's the number. Just want to check what number you're talking about. My lord. 082?
083 710 6279. 97. Sorry. 083 710 6297.
62. That's it, yes?
Sorry?
Okay, yeah,
Do you see it?
yes.
Does it belong to accused number 1?
That's according to my, that was given to me by the investigation team, my lord.
So you don't have record documents for this number?
No, my lord.
I have a worry of bringing these two numbers after Sergeant Mkhoda has testified. According to your initial testimony, you talked about one cell phone that was recovered from accused number 1.
No, I never said one phone, my lord.
You mentioned, sorry, in that affidavit you mentioned one cell phone.
No.
Where is it?
15.2. Do you understand what?
Just, sorry, Mr. Lieutenant, just read 15.2.
I'll start with 15.2.1.
Yeah, just read it.
where that number is
Yes.
mentioned. 15.2, my lord, is the communication of. Let me open it again for you, my lord. And it just said that number. They communicate. These numbers communicate with that number. Okay. That second number of what you won't be on this because he didn't communicate with his own number. That's why it's not on here. I never said there wasn't another number. But if you go back to 15.2.1, paragraph 15.2.1, there is the number put on record. So there is the number.
The court asked you to read that
Yes.
paragraph 15.2.1
Yes.
and 15.2.2. The reason why I'm asking this question, Mr. Host, is that do you remember when you laid evidence about that number? Later it transpired that that number belonged to Longsan. Yeah. That number, they said it belongs to Longsan and Dwando, who will come and testify at the later stage.
The lady must come testify, my lord. That's the data I've got and that information and the data I have. and I gave evidence on what I have.
According to my instruction, Lungisani Ndwandwe is the younger brother to accused number 1. He's he's a cousin to accused number 1. Lungisani Ndwandwe.
Ngosina kule nkantolo ukuthi umzala kaMsolo wokuqala.
Thank you, Madam. Let me just rephrase it. Correction. Lungisani Ndwandwe is the younger brother of accused number 1, and he will call in order to confirm that that number belonged to Lungisani Ndwandwe.
I can't comment on that, my lord. I don't have the Home Affairs data before me to confirm if Lungisani is indeed the brother of accused number 1.
I know that you're not working for Home Affairs. The question, the relevance of this is that you made an analysis based on wrong information.
When I received the information, there was no mention that that was the brother of accused number 1.
Now I'm correcting you.
I didn't do the wrong analysis. I've done on what I received, and that's what I gave him for court.
I'm saying to you now that that number has been contested. You can't put it as a fact that it belongs to accused number 5.
And I can't put it as a fact that it belongs to the brother.
According to the data. According to the data that you were giving.
That's correct.
You will correct that information emanating from the data.
That's
The
correct.
correct information is that that number belongs to Lungisani Ndwandwe, and he is related to accused number 1.
Can't comment on that, my lord.
You are Gen 14.
You see what you go on, please. You don't have to adjourn for teeth.
We need to take a comfort break, my lord.
Let's see, okay, 15 minutes then.
What just happened? What's going on with the tea breaks? What's going on with the tea breaks that I don't know? Why is Judge Ratha withholding tea breaks? For as long as I've been watching the SENZO MEYIWA trial, they always get their tea breaks. Whenever they ask, it's, can we take a short break? Can we take a long break? It's always, yes, what time is it? Okay, what time is it there, Baloyi? And then they go. What changed today? Oh, you know what? Or maybe we're just overlooking things. We're just reading too much into it. Ratha was really enjoying the court decorum, the witness being cooked alive, Mngomezulu standing for his points. And, you know, the judge was deep in it. And the tea break was like, what? You have got to be kidding me. We are not taking a break in the middle of this. I want to see how far Mngomezulu is going to go with this and if he can land his plane. So the first time he said no, and they continued without missing a beat. Mngomezulu said, that isn't a problem for me. It's not like I don't have more questions. But you know what? And besides, I didn't ask for the tea break. I was on a roll. It's your boy here, Sbanda. He's like, listen, we got to go, okay? We've got to go. And what does Judge Ratha say? No. Now, the reason I'm talking about it again is like, wait a minute, this is the second time. But guess what Mngomezulu said? Can we adjourn for a tea break? Judge Ratha says, no, keep going. And then Baloyi, Advocate Mngomezulu says, we. So this is now a collective. This is no longer that was Swanda. This is we. We need to take a comfort break, my lord. And remember what I said to you about the body language? He stood firm, okay? Hands out of the pocket, meaning I am dead serious. Looked Ratha in the face, chin up, okay? Because you know when Mngomezulu's talking, he always puts his chin up. I don't know what it is. Chin up, chest out. And he looks at the judge and says, we need to take a comfort break, my lord. And my lord said, okay. That was funny. But you know what? Maybe the judge was enjoying this. This hasn't happened in a long time, if we're being honest. This hasn't happened in a long time. Why? Because he's been the witness. He's been helping the witnesses. He's been helping hosts. This is the first time House has had a dry run. Him and Advocate Mngomezulu straight up. No help from the judge. Nothing from Baloyi. Did you notice? Nothing from Baloyi. Baloyi, that was incredible. Brilliant court decorum display. Brilliant questions by Mngomezulu. Mngomezulu proves You had no business adding these numbers. You didn't even... Okay, fine. So the investigation team gave them to you. Okay, great. That's great. But did you investigate the numbers, or you just took them and ran with it? Which is ridiculous if we really think about it. But you know what? Let's continue to part 2 after they go for tea. Will Mngomezulu continue to hammer holes, or will he give him a break?
Belong to accused number 3. So now we are inviting ourselves to speculate, to say if this device was not in Phosphorus. Now we are speculating to say maybe it was with somebody else.
Don't accuse me of speculation. I'm asking this witness. And this witness says all he can confirm is that the number of the device was at a certain location, but he can't vouch to the fact that the device which belongs to Ratha was at that location. Am I quoting correctly, sir?
Let me clarify this by asking this question, by telling this by putting this to Mr. Stein, Mr. Host. I had an opportunity to consult with the rest of the accused. It is confirmed that accused number 3 was in possession of this device on the 26th of October 2014.
Where?
On the day
Where?
of... My Lord, may I just...
No.
I don't want to leave the gaps.
No, Mr. Mngomezulu, please.
I started, my Lord,
The court must be placed in a position to understand. Because
My
this
Lord.
witness, wait. This witness doesn't talk about locality of a person. This witness talks about the locality of a device. Mr. Host, Colonel Host, is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
That's it. So I
But
must
we are talking
understand.
about the accused
Otherwise,
number
this
3.
court is a Mickey Mouse court.
No, my Lord, no. The court must not dig its own way of finding the person. No, I'm saying there's evidence here. GG.
Yeah.
It talks about accused number 3. The instruction the request that was made to Mr. Host was in relation to 5 accused. Accused number 3 is one of them. And my instruction, when I cross-examined Mr. Host yesterday, I started at 7 in the morning. Yes, in page 10, until the 30th of October. There's no other accused person that I'm talking about.
No.
I'm talking about...
But listen, I was in this court. This witness never confirmed the presence of accused number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He confirms the presence of a number. Colonel Host, am I correct?
My lord, this is a section 205, is on the number
Please,
of the IMA of the number where the number was in that area.
The number, not the person.
The device, my lord.
May I request the court...
That's not me saying that, it's him saying
May
that.
I request the court not to be impatient? May I request the court to be patient and
I'm
listen
very
to...
patient.
No, my Lord, I disagree with you. I don't want to fight and dialogue with you.
Okay.
My concern is that just now, to correct that accused number 3, I'm putting to this witness now
Right.
that from 8 o'clock, I'm specific now, from 8 minutes past 8, according to these records, he was in possession of the cell phone.
Okay, fine.
Until the 30th. I'm being specific.
Yes.
I don't talk about other days prior. Now, I'm putting to you, Mr. Host, accused number 3, I put it as a fact now. You can disagree with me. I put it as a fact that on the 8th, on the 26th of October 2014, at 8 minutes past 8, as with reference to page 10 of Exhibit GG, he was in possession of that device. I put it as a fact now.
Can't comment on it, my lord.
Okay.
Manje umsala sithathu kuthiwa ngo-8:08 kuyofika ngomhla 30 wayephethe lowo makhalekhukhwini ayothi cha angikwazi ukuletha leso siqiniseko.
Let's now get into your evidence, which I said is irrelevant in this court. 2018. Before I conclude my examination, I'm going to argue at a later stage that evidence that you presented in this court from 2018 to 2021 is irrelevant in this court in the sense that there's no communication that you have placed on record through either through SMS or WhatsApp that constitute or has the elements of a particular offense, meaning there are no SMSs, there's no communication that you can prove to this court that these accused persons knew each other for wrong purposes, especially in relation to the death of SENZO MEYIWA. Meaning, you cannot prove mens rea or mean guilty mind in this communication between these accused persons.
My lord, I don't know what it means, sir.
You can't, I'm putting to you, you can't even prove the actus reus, the positive act in the communication of these 5 accused persons in terms of these records?
My lord, I don't have a law degree. I don't know what
Active reuse is.
Positive act.
he's put statements to me.
No, this is.
I'm new in the court.
Let me just give you an example, Mr. Host. Just an example. An example would be in the communication, accused number 1 said, yes, this is what I've done through a message or SMS. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Let's move forward. You remember when you talk about paragraph 15.2.2 in your exhibit D5?
That's correct, my lord.
You talk about a cell phone that was taken from accused number 1 during his arrest under case number 217-03-2019. Remember that? Paragraph 15.2.2.
Yes, my lord.
But yebo.
Do you agree that you spoke about accused number 1 being arrested under case number 217-03-2019? Sorry?
Then these are case.
That's correct, yes.
But you
In terms of that affidavit, you only mentioned one affidavit. Sorry, you only mentioned one cell phone.
But lapho khuluma nge cellphone yakho.
Sorry?
That's what I received from the investigation officer. That's
In
correct.
terms of that affidavit, an affidavit was made by you, not by somebody else. You were alone when you made that affidavit.
According to the database, that was the number, only that number that was found. That's correct.
But you
To get the information that a cell phone was recovered from accused number 1.
From the database that was given by Colonel Stein to say that this number was received, was found in possession of accused number 1.
Colonel Stein testified before you were asked by Mr. Kininda to come and testify here.
That's correct, my lord.
Got it. After your evidence about that paragraph 15.2.2, the next witness was Sergeant Mhola, who gave evidence to this court that for the first time in giving that evidence, she said 2 cell phones were recovered from accused number 2 on the 30th of May 2020.
I can't comment on that, my lord. I wasn't here. I didn't hear the testimony.
Comment on that one, I'm telling you now.
My lord, what must I comment? I wasn't in court when what she said. So what must I comment?
Let's go to your exhibit. Exhibit D5B. Second page. D5B. May I approach? Number 1, so not number 2. So number I'm representing accused number 1. Okay, I'm referring to accused number 1, sir. 15.2.2 refers to accused number 1 in that Tembisa case, 217-03-2019. I'm referring to that. Now I'm referring you to your paragraph, to your affidavit, DD5B. You remember how many cell phones you mentioned that they belong to accused number 1?
hayi kama cellphone okubonana lapha kwe-exhibit D5B okuthiwa ke akamsolo kuqala.
In terms of that,
2 numbers.
Athi kubonakala inamba ezimbili.
where did you get the second number? The second number is the one 060-7746-749.
From the investigation officer, my lord, when I've done the section 205.
When?
When I was asked to do the section 205. When I received the database, all the numbers was given to me. I've got a list of numbers that I can show that was given to me by the investigation officer and Colonel Stein in September month.
That's correct. I wanted to know when. Amongst my colleagues, either Advocate Mnisi, Advocate Ngumalo, or Advocate Mshololo, put it to you that accused number 3 and number 5 knew each other before the incident of the 24th of
100%, my lord.
So is it your evidence today that the cell number of accused number 1, the 079-379-0137, cannot be linked with that own number, so with that number 072-766-8169?
For the period 23 October 2014 to 25 January 2015, that's the section 205 I have in front of me. For the other periods, I can't say, my lord.
But I'll just put it as a fact to be proven that there was no accused number 1 and number 3 did not know each other on the 26th of October 2014, on the day SENZO was killed. Neither there was such a communication between accused number 1 and accused number 3 on that day.
But if it's
Noted, my lord. Can't comment on it.
Now, if this purpose of giving this evidence is demonstrated by you from the request of the lead investigator, Mr. Brigadier Gininda, I'm putting it to you now as a matter of a proven fact that accused number 2, being the owner and the possessor, lawful possessor of the cell phone 072 766 8169, was not in Vosloorus on the day SENZO was killed.
I can't comment on it, my lord. I haven't got the section 205 for that number, so I can't comment on that statement, my lord.
Was meaning accused number 1 and number 3. I beg your pardon, sir.
I think we already dealt with that. Cell phone was in that area. I can't comment if the person was there, as was stated yesterday. And the accused one, I haven't got his section 205 for the period for that 2014, my lord.
I got a bit lost. There was something that I was quickly checking on my notes here. On the last session that my colleague Mr. Mngomezulu put to the witness, when he said that he put it as a matter of fact.
Please, says what?
When I'm trying to recall, as I'm saying, there's something that was distracting my notes here. But then I heard him saying that he put it as a matter of fact that on the day the incident accused number 3 was never at Vosloorus.
Yeah.
In terms of the record, in terms of the cell phone data, as it is the court, my lord, may I just request a very moment to have a word with my colleague?
Yeah, okay, you want to consult with Mr. Mngomezulu concerning the fact whether number 3 was actually at Vosloorus or not.
I will bring that information, and I think for now it's privileged, it's classified information.
What do you mean it's here? That's why I know it.
Excuse me, madam.
That's why I know it.
No, I say for now, what me and Mr. Mngomezulu are going to discuss is privilege.
Oh, fine, yeah, fine.
Yes.
So you want to ask for Jen?
Just for 5 minutes, madam, yes.
Okay, Jen, 5 minutes.
What a challenging day it has been for Mnisi, because in the beginning of the day, he had to let my lord know that Advocate Mshololo was just not going to be there and he was standing in for her. And again, when he did that, he had a lot of hesitation. It took time for words to come out of his mouth, but he's saying the message. But I would say not. I think he was anticipating the judge's reaction and he was just trying to just put the information out there, but like, oh my goodness, this man is going to lose his mind. So he was just taking his time to put it out there. And I think while taking his time, he was thinking of a better way of putting it without at the same time throwing Advocate Mshololo under the bus. So a great teamwork there, as I mentioned in my previous video. But then now what happened is now he had to stop Mngomezulu in his tracks, because I think Mngomezulu made a mistake with regard. Yeah, Mngomezulu was mixing up accused number 1, 2, and 3, and it just wasn't clear what was going on. And then he used the words proven fact. But at the same time, he's saying proven fact, but he's saying the wrong accused numbers. So Advocate Mnisi had to stop it, because I predict he saw that if this continues, it's on record, and then in cross-examination, not in cross-examination, heads of arguments, Advocate Baloyi is going to use that against the defense. So that is why they had to pull Mngomezulu aside, like, dude, tidy yourself up, get your act together. It's taking a little bit. Okay, we see where you're going, but get the numbers right. And so he stands up and he says, my lord, you know, that was some bravery as well, because he literally sent the judge to the chambers so he could talk to Mngomezulu. And not only did he send him to the chambers, he said, I need a moment with Mngomezulu, and the judge says, why? And he says, well, it's privileged. I can't exactly tell you. You know, I need to talk to him first, and then after I talk to him, then I will tell you. And then, you know, like, you can tell Judge Rana wanted to go back and channel his you know, tavern self, and then he decided, you know what, I've been doing so well this week, we're on Thursday, let me just go to my chambers. So he stands up and goes to his chambers. So that was quite shocking. So good job to Advocate Mnisi, because wow, that one definitely took some, for lack of a better word, some balls. And at the same time, he did it. So yeah, definitely kudos to Mngomezulu for doing that. It's been a very interesting day. I wonder how else it would have gone down if Mshololo had also been there. So unfortunately, she wasn't there. I wonder, is she going to pick up what her feedback would be? Would have been interesting. Let me know in the comment section how you think Mshololo would have been throughout Mngomezulu's display of mopping the floor with Stein. Gaus, because Gaus, yeah, he struggled with that. And now, you know, they're having this consultation, this private session. I don't know how private it is, because obviously, what if Baloyi and Svanda can hear everything? But it is what it is. It's not on record at this point, so they can't do anything about it. But once it's back on record, then they can argue it in heads of arguments. So yeah, so it goes on, but it's also interesting to see how Mngomezulu comes back and then ends it. But that's pretty much the end of Mngomezulu Day. So Mngomezulu literally took 2 days with Gaus, and Gaus and the state were just not able to recover, in my opinion. I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. While you're at it, have you liked this video? Please remember to like the video. Remember to comment. Remember to subscribe, because those are the things that help the channel grow. Because what? We are on the road to 30,000 subscribers. This is amazing and only possible with you guys. But yeah. So as you can see, you know, everything is going on. Mngomezulu has been very, 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 very quiet. I feel like Mngomezulu, something is coming. A storm is brewing.
Yes.
And here comes Judge Ratha.
Thank you, Manu.
Thank you for the indulgence. I think the issue has been clarified.
That's the point.
So we'll explain it to the court now. Thank you.
But let me just put it very clearly and unambiguously. Mr. Gaus, what I wanted to clarify, according to this data, when the allegation that SENZO was killed between 7:30 and 8:30, the time, I'm referring to the time, accused number 3 was not in force Loras. That's what I wanted to clarify. Let's move on to the evidence. But may I find out from you, because I wanted to tell you that there are no records of communication between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 3. But insofar as the data for accused number 3, I have established, or I just want to check it from you, whether will it be necessary to go through the 205s for Kelly Khumalo? For that period, in confirmation of the evidence of building up from Colonel Steyn.
If I've got all 8 numbers, yes, my lord, but not only on 2 numbers. I need to have all 8 numbers that was mentioned, the section 205.